What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Happy Friday and welcome back, y'all. Happy Friday and welcome back, y'all. Listen, child. We got to get into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and bang that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. All right. You ain't got time to miss nothing, okay? Because it'll be instances like this where I'm just gonna go live, child. I'm just gonna go live and we just gonna talk, child. We just gonna talk. Okay. But we got to talk about the bishop, child, the bishop. Again, make sure you like this video. Push it up in the algorithm, okay? Push it up in the algorithm. Listen, we're gonna dissect this, this interview that he did do with Angela Yee. Okay, way up with Angela Yee, all the way up, whatever it's called over there with Angela Yee. But let me go ahead and speak to y'all, and then we're gonna get into it because I don't want to be up here too long either. What's going on, LMV? What's going on, Simply Elegant One? What's going on, Veronica? What's up, my Mia? I'm sorry. What's going on, Belle? How you doing, Miss Keita? What's going on, Aunt Natty? What's going on, Sharice? What's going on, Scorpio 15? All right. Listen, let's go ahead and get into this. We're gonna be pausing. We're just gonna listen to the audio. Of course, I ain't giving Angela all of that. Okay, so we're just gonna listen to the audio. This was about a 32-minute interview, if I'm not mistaken, either 32 or 37 minutes or something like that. But anyway, we are gonna pause it. We're gonna commentate and just keep it moving. All right. So give me just a moment here. And just remember that anything that we do say is alleged and is our opinion. We're just giving commentary on what exactly took place when it comes to this interview. Okay. So give me just a second. We're gonna pull this thing up and baby, we're gonna listen to these lies. We're gonna listen to these lies. We're gonna listen to these lies. Listen to these lies. Listen to these lies. What's going on, Terry? What's going on, J28T? What's happening? What's happening? All right, let's get into it.
Some years ago.
Mhm.
I actually did get a proclamation from you and your church. Thank you for that.
Yes.
I appreciate
And also, we did a peace walk during the pandemic with
sticker to the real
our
estate
now mayor,
insider.
Gadden Hughes,
Appreciate
the
you for
Brooklyn Borough
dropping
president
through.
at the time, and Fabio Foreign.
Okay,
So
sorry
you've been
about that.
active in the
Okay,
community,
can
but you've
y'all let me know
also
if
been
y'all
in the
can hear that? Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Again, we're just gonna listen to the audio of this. This is he had an interview with Way Up with Angela Yee. Y'all, he did say some stuff. I just feel like if you don't get somewhere and sit your behind down, like, dude, you haven't had enough. I don't understand. I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like this man don't get enough. Okay, so listen, this is a spontaneous live. We're just, we just here. We just gonna commentate on this, but I'm getting ready to start it, and then I'll be stopping. We'll be speaking, and I'll be reading some of the comments. All right, let's do it.
Hey, what's up, sis? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I see the quote bling bling bishop. You have your Gucci on, Fendi.
Now it makes sense.
Yo,
The name
yo,
makes
yo,
sense.
yo, yo, yo. Hold on,
Angela.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. But this is one thing I do gotta say. So y'all remember what I was showing y'all on Instagram the other day when they was talking about the bishop? Look at hold on one second. I'm about to share my screen really quick so y'all can see this, and then I'm about to bounce back out so y'all can listen to the audio. But hold on one second. Um let's see, saved. And okay, y'all see ooh, wait a minute. Y'all see the what he got on in this interview, right? You see what he got on in the interview, right? But check this out. Oh, he got that Gucci in there. Uchi. He got the Uchi on. He got the Uchi. He got the Uchi, the Uchi, the Uchi, the Uchi on. He got the Uchi on. Okay, let's finish listening.
The socks. But let's start with where we are today, and then I want to backtrack to, because I've met Bishop Lamar Whitehead some years ago. I actually did get a proclamation from you in your church. Thank you for that. And also, we did a peace walk during the pandemic with our now mayor, Eric Adams. He was the Brooklyn Borough president at the time, and Fabio Foreign. So you've been active in the community, but you've also been in the news a lot. So I want to have a real honest conversation today, but also maybe clear up some misconceptions and give you a chance to say your piece, because you were just in the news. It says here, headline, New York City Bishop Lamar Whitehead faked bank records to finance his New Jersey mansion. So this is something that's happening in real time right now. According to these reports, it was a company and it said that you had a certain amount of $2 million, whatever, in these accounts, but it was really $10.
That's a good contrast.
Well, you know, I can't really speak on things about the indictment. However, first, let me just say thank you for having me today. You're the first interview that I've taken after the arrest. I've declined so many interviews because the media becomes untrustworthy and they have no regard.
Wait, let's be clear. Let's be clear. He said the media becomes untrustworthy. What about the blogs that you consistently tag all the time when you think you dragging somebody or reading somebody, whatever you think it is? I mean, what about the shade room, the neighborhood talk, you ball alert, you be trying to tag all these people, but then now all of a sudden they're against you. Oh, okay.
My church, and you know, I have a wife, I have children, and this is the only reason why I had taken this interview, because of who you are.
Right. And you have 3 children, right?
4.
4.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you know, this is, and I want to speak clearly about this. This is an attack on a black man, right? And this is
yo. This is an attack on a black man? Yo, dude, you did this stuff. I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? An attack on a black man? This man is delusional. The bishop is delusional. Yo, I am very much so convinced that he only paid 99 cents for his bishop's license. I'm convinced. 99 cents. It was no more, no less. 99 cents. I'm convinced.
Or a political attack. The world knows that myself and the now mayor Eric Adams are very close. He's my mentor. We haven't been that close within the last year or so, because
okay, so that means that he ain't close with you no more. He trying to get away from you. That's what he trying to do. That means you ain't no good person, and he's trying to get away from you
because of this mask attack on my life. And you guys are going.
Okay, so you and the mayor, y'all ain't talking because there's an attack on the black man. And he stopped fooling with you, so now okay, I gotta listen to that again. Hold on.
The world knows that myself and the now mayor Eric Adams are very close. He's my mentor. We haven't been that close within the last year or so.
Okay, so why would you open up that statement by saying that y'all close if y'all ain't been close in the last year? In the last year, since you done had all of this trouble behind you. Oh, okay.
Attack on my life. And you guys are going to see as things progress that I'm collateral damage. I'm a young black pastor that come from.
Yes, we are live.
My father was beaten, strangled to death by 16 police officers because of the color of his skin. My mom raised me. I was sent away to prison back in 2008 illegally. Fake safe.
Y'all, I really want him to stop with this. Look, 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 look. At the end of the day, no death is easy or whatever. But bro, you was 2 years old. I want you to stop using that your father was killed by all these excuse me, unalive by all these white men or whatever, these police officers, like you was in your 20s or something. Dude, you was 2 years old. Okay. I want you to stop running with that narrative. It is as if someone is supposed to give you sympathy. I'm sorry. Look, again, death is not easy. But bro, you was 2 years old. Two. All of two. Stop using this as a sympathy card for the current things that you are doing. Stop. Stop. Just stop. It don't work. It don't work. It don't work.
Search warrants.
Y'all
and
make
all
sure y'all
different
hit the
type
like
of
button.
things that raised me. I was sent away to prison back in 2008 illegally. Fake search warrants and all different type of things that, you know, we black men have to go through. It's just the real just real life. We talk about how the police kill black men, but we don't talk about how court documents and court paperworks and prosecution kill black men. And they not only
The victim.
destroy us financially, but they
He's
kill our
the victim.
credibility. And this is what you're seeing happening to me
He's
right
a
now.
victim.
And I know as we go further in this interview, you'll be able to ask me questions that I'm a little upset. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
You've been going
Look,
through a
look.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so
I just want to
he
give it
clears
out.
his throat. I'm getting a little upset. What are you upset about? If you didn't do any of this stuff, what are you upset about? You are living and able to breathe and talk, and I want you to shut up. I mean, it's best for you to shut up, but you still choose to talk. So what you getting upset for? What you getting upset for? Child.
Opportunity to have this platform and to be honest and transparent because okay, so let's start at the beginning. You say your father was murdered by the police, right? And you were raised by your mom.
Yep.
And I saw that story also. There's an article in the New Yorker that details a lot of different things about you. And even in that situation, right? You didn't grow up knowing your father.
Yeah. No, I didn't know my father. I was 6 weeks old when
Oh, I said too. I said too. I said too. I gave him a little bit more time. 6 weeks old, and we using this for your grown actions nowadays. Bro, you were 6 weeks old, and we using that for your grown actions. Bruh, 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 bruh. I need you to quit. I need you to quit. I need you to quit right now. Hey, Miss Bernita, what's going on? Yeah, that what they say on that. That ain't the pappy. That what they say. He's sitting up here using this. I want him to stop, though. I want him to stop. I want him to stop. Please stop.
beat to death. And you know, I did the research, Angela, because I'm a word studier, and I'm a researcher, and I did the research. I said, well, you know, if my dad died, right? I said, well, let me see if, at least if he was on Earth when Father's Day was here. Did I have the opportunity to at least see him on Father's Day? And he died June 14th, 1978.
No, I know that's not his
And
dad.
Father's
But I'm
Day
just saying he
was
can't keep
June
using
18th,
that excuse. I'm
1970.
just saying overall, you can't keep using that excuse of even if it was your dad, not your dad, I don't care. The fact that you keep using that for your grown mistakes is the issue that I have, period, point blank. You can't put what happened to you when you was or what happened to your alleged father when you was 6 weeks old. Girl, we do not care. Okay.
You know, and you know, I was even slandered with that, where, you know, now I've became not a human being, but I've became content. So the YouTubers
You
and the
showed this
bloggers,
content
they
for
have
me.
even reached out to some siblings on that side of my family, and for them to get clickbait, they want to
Well,
call
I
me
know he's not
fake.
talking about me because I could care less to reach out to your sister, your auntie, or any of them people. I don't care. I don't care if that was your father or not. I don't care. Okay. What I do care about is the fact that this happened when you were 6 weeks old, and I'm trying to figure out what that got to do with your grown behind right now. Nothing. Nothing.
They want to, you know, so from every aspect of my life,
Mhm.
every area I've been attacked, from my father, from me being a bishop, from me being an apostle, from me having my church, everything that I can be attacked by, I'm being attacked. Like there's nothing else. I'm talking about
Okay.
everything, you
So
name it.
growing up without a father is not easy, obviously. You grew up in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so you did get into some trouble. You did get sentenced to 10 years and went to prison for 5 years.
Mm.
And that was for stolen identities, right?
Yes.
Can you detail what happened in that situation?
Yeah. So I was arrested by one of, if not the most racist counties in the world, Suffolk County.
Mhm.
And you know, I did.
What this is, yo, you so now it's about a racist town. Okay, let's grant it and say that that place is racist, right? What do them being racist have to do with the charges that you initially got? It ain't got nothing to do with race. You just happen to be a black nigga that ended up having to get caught up because you was scamming folks. I mean, that's just what it is. I- What? These excuses they be using is out of this world. Hey, Nola, what's going on? What's going on? Yes, okay. Y'all join Patreon. Y'all join Patreon because we're gonna talk about love and marriage Huntsville over there only. Okay, head over and shop Amazon. Okay, head over there and shop Amazon. Well, Keita, you just wait because you say zero accountability. You wait till you hear what he got to say about accountability. Okay, what's going on, Sweet Pea? What's going on? What's going on? And down there now, I don't join everybody. It's too many of y'all. Oh, what's going on? Oh, you joined the membership. You joined the membership. Thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm just going to do some things for members for sure, for sure, for sure. So thank you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay, let me see. What does that have to do with that's what I'm saying? That's what exactly what I'm saying. Like, why you gonna throw race up in here? Because you just ignorant and I can't with him. But anyway, let's keep listening.
Almost 6 years in prison. I came home on a reversal. However, me and my attorneys during the appeals, we found so much information where the district attorney hid evidence from us. There were fabricated search warrants. It's so many things that happened in that case that that allowed me to be convicted because I went to trial.
Mhm.
However, the question becomes, okay, I was found guilty of some of the counts, but the question becomes if the district attorney has hid information from my attorneys, which would be exculpatory evidence, which I could be vindicated, and they hid that information, am I still guilty? But the world and the media, they stick to the guilty. And it's a process to unravel that. There is a whole legal process that I'm going through with that.
I will say, but okay, so when you were on trial, right? You before you went to trial, you were ordained.
Yes.
What made you
Yeah.
decide to do that?
God, that
Mhm.
was
So here's my issue also with the man. You gonna sit up and act like everything that you've done has been erased from history and all of that stuff, but child, I mean, own it, because at the end of the day, you still went to prison, whether you went for 6 days or 6 years, you still went. Although you did get out on a technicality or whatever the case is, you still went. This man is Sad and pathetic child.
That was just all God. I was in the ministry. My mom always brought me to church, but I would
Not
say,
hate how they
however,
always trying to
maybe
put
a year
God in the
prior
middle
to
of
that,
something.
that was in 2006. I was just really into church, really hard, really stern. I was into real estate, had my own firm. I bought into a mortgage industry, or franchise rather, and it was just phenomenal. So the my spirituality, the Christianity balanced me, and I became a minister in 2007, and I just kept pushing from there.
And I want to ask you this because, I have a really good friend who she ended up going to prison. And she said it took her some time to take accountability for that she had done something that was wrong. And to just be like, okay, you know what, I'm in here and I did. It was drug charges for her. Right. So for you, accountability wise.
Oh, I'm very big on accountability.
Mm-hmm.
What? Nothing that you literally just said says that you're big on accountability. Nothing that you just said says that you're big on accountability. But if y'all thought there was something, listen to the rest of what this fool got to say. And yes, unfortunately, that's just what I'm gonna call you, because that's what you living up to be, a fool.
Accountability doesn't have to be public, right?
Was drug charges for her, right? So for you, accountability wise.
Oh, I'm very big on accountability.
Mm-hmm.
My accountability doesn't have to be public, right? My accountability is with God. And we're coming up to one of the most holiest months of the
Wait a minute. Okay, so you do the stuff publicly. The FBI indicted you. I'm sorry, the Southern District of New York indicted you, and the FBI. You then get a superseding indictment that made it public. You go on your platform and you literally are trying to out Larry Reed by publicizing his victims, which are then again, and I say this all the time, that's not very sincere. And I'm sorry, but anyone who has been violated in any type of way, especially like that, you don't go to the ops to speak. You don't do that. You don't go to the very first person who gives you a platform to literally speak. If something actually really happened to you, you go to the law. Okay, that's where you go. You don't go to somebody who is literally out to get this particular person that you're so-called accusing. But then we supposed to, as the audience, say, "Oh, that's sincere." This man right here is full of full of I'm not gonna I'm not gonna cuss just yet, but full of crap.
year, or the holiest days of the year, resurrection Sunday is coming, and my Christ died for the remission of my sins.
Oh, so we're gonna use Easter. We're gonna use Easter. Okay, we're gonna use Easter in the month of April. We're gonna use that to justify what you've done. Oh, okay.
Right, and I've done a lot of wrong in my life. If I didn't, I would be Jesus. So my account,
You've done a lot of wrong in your life, starting with the stuff that they listing that you done wrong already. Oh, okay.
ability is between me and God. A lot of wrong in my life. If I didn't, I would be Jesus. So my accountability is between me and God. And if I offended someone or if I hurt someone, then yes, I'm going to beg your pardon. Right. But just because the
I'm gonna
media
beg your pardon.
has painted me to be not a victim, but a villain, I don't have to be held accountable to being a villain if I'm not.
Jasmine, you had a
Do
question?
you think that the
No. That's what you don't get to do. That's what you don't get to do, play in our face. That's what you do not get to do is play in our face. So because the media catches everything that you do, they painted you to look like a villain. Where? Where did the media paint you to look like a villain? I that part I don't understand. They picked up literally everything that you've done or been accused of by the FBI and by the Southern District of New York. So what are you talking about? See, this man, him, has to be the most. I just be irritated. And by the way, the reason why I ain't on camera is because this man talking is cringing to me. Okay. And I don't want y'all to have to see me cringing.
public's perception, and you may not care, would be different if you were accountable publicly? Like if you said, hey, I will say that I'm guilty of, doing this, or I was wrong in this. Do you think their perception, the public's perception and the media's perception would be different if you took public accountability?
Well, I'm never going to take public accountability to a lie.
Right. No,
Yeah,
I'm saying
right,
for
yeah.
things that you have done. Not
Yeah,
Okay.
of
Right,
course.
because back then when you did go to jail, but the charges, I guess, were identity theft
Yeah.
and stealing people's, to get cars or whatever.
So Jasmine
Well,
just basically just asked him, so though you do this stuff, is shown in the public eye, why aren't you taking public accountability? That is basically what she just said. Let me rewind that again.
like if you said, hey,
villain if I'm not.
Jasmine, you had a
do
question?
you think that the public's perception, and you may not care, would be different if you were accountable publicly? Like if you said, hey, I will say that I'm guilty of, doing this, or I was wrong in this. Do you think their perception, the public's perception and the media's perception would be different if you took public accountability?
Well, I'm never going to take public accountability to a lie.
Right. No,
Yeah,
I'm saying
right,
for
yeah.
things that you have done. Not
Yeah.
So that just means that you don't take accountability, dude. You do not take accountability at all. And that's exactly what you're saying. You don't gotta take accountability. Okay.
Right,
Of course.
because back then when you did go to jail, but the charges, I guess, were identity theft
Yeah.
and stealing people's, to get cars or whatever.
Well,
Was-
to so that you understand what that was, right? And there's a lot of things that you guys don't know, but
Mhm.
I think one thing that they said was actually removed or taken, but nothing to my knowledge was taken from me. As
Mhm.
far as me, everything was attempt.
Okay,
Everything
so
was attempt. See, you guys don't really understand the legalities of what actually happened.
that's what I'm asking. you to-
Yeah. So therefore, when you dig deeper, we don't really, but nothing to my knowledge was taken from me. As
Mhm.
far as me, everything was attempt.
Okay,
Everything
so
was attempt. See, you guys don't really understand the legalities of
What exactly are you talking about? Because if it was an attempt and you were found guilty, that means how was it an attempt at that particular point? This man sits up and shut up. I know your attorney is over there like, yo, I just appreciate the coin you giving us, because at the end of the day, you out here talking, you sound dumb and crazy.
what actually happened.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
you to-
So therefore, when you dig deeper, we have all these social media lawyers and everybody clickbait. They want to make it seem like they're correct, but they're not. I have the paperwork. I know what it is, and they were all attempts. Those, if they would have gave my attorneys over the correct information, the indictment would have got thrown out.
So you're saying
Literally.
you're not guilty of any of those charges that they accused you of?
Of course,
You saying it was attempted, that you didn't actually
course
get
I'm-
these.
Of course, I'm
like I
what?
said, we'll be
I wish they wouldn't have cut him off. Of course, you what?
in a legal. I would have to really explain to it, but the charges that they charged me was illegal. Period.
Okay.
They so we'll be here all day.
All right,
for
so
me to
moving
say.
on from that, what was your time like while you were
Oh,
in
Angela,
prison
my
for
God.
5 years?
Not
And were you
moving on from
ministering while
that.
you were there?
I'm so prison is different, y'all. Prison is really, really, really different. And when I say when you say ministered, I gave godly words to certain individuals. I
Yeah.
wasn't preaching in the church. I gave godly opinion to certain individuals, because you have to understand that there's a lot, man. You got murderers, you got robbers, you got rapists or rapos. We call them rapos. Child molesters, we call them tree jumpers. And in prison, you have to understand every demonic spirit in the world is in one place. Right. So you have to be very cautious and very careful who you open yourself up to. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, prison is no joke.
Right.
And I beat people up. I had to beat people up. I was
So you were fighting in prison.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like, and that's what, and that's where I think the disconnect is between the media accepting me as a bishop, right? I'm from Brooklyn. I fought. I'm a fighter, right? I'm not a person that has never been a floor mat, right? And when I was in prison, I fought. And I was my bench press was 425 and I was 190, right? I was strong.
So you could fight.
Right? Yes.
Did you ever lose? Did you ever lose a fight?
No. The only one thing that happened to me, right, is funny. This guy had an issue with me, and he snuck up behind. He stole something from out of the security and hit me in the back of the head with a pipe. Right? We fought, but my blood was all over the place. That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, that's prison.
Right.
That's prison though. So but anything head up, I did what I had to do.
What was the hardest part of being away or doing all that time?
Missing my family.
Right.
I'm a family person. I love Christmas. I love Thanksgiving. I love, I'm a family oriented person. And, to not be able, because I only had one child during there. I only had my son. So to not be able to be a father. See, we were created to be fathers, right? To till the land. That's what the Bible says, to protect your family, right? So I wasn't able to be a protector. So what I was made to do, I wasn't able to do. And that was the biggest thing for me, right? Being in prison where nothing's going on.
Right.
And you have to understand, prison is a whole nother world. If you try to live in prison by thinking about what's out in the world, you will die, right? You have to reconfigure your mind, right? And that's why a lot of people that come out of prison has either mental issues, psych issues, because prison is an abnormality, and prison tries to make your abnormality normal. So then when you come out to normality, right, it becomes abnormal, right? So when people see me on either social media and I come right back at, they're like, you're not no bishop. No, I'm a human being, right? Like that punk DL Hughley, right? He's a stone cold punk, right? And he used the platform of my church being robbed to sit here and push his numbers up and demonize me. But now when
So you decided to use DL Hughley as an example as to the clownery and the foolery that you present to us. You want to use DL Hughley. If I was DL Hughley, I would tell you, sir, keep my name out your mouth. I'll sue you for $40 million.
Caught the people, or 2 out of the 3 people that robbed my church, right? He's gone.
Let's talk about that for a second for people who don't know, because that went viral, right? And that had to be a horrifying day, because not only did you get robbed in church, life was in danger, your wife as well, and everybody that was in that church, right? But then afterward, it became a joke for people.
Yep.
Okay, and people didn't believe it. They thought it was an insurance fraud scheme. So talk to me about that day and what was going on in your mind when that happened.
It was, if not, I think it is the most treacherous thing to ever happen to me in my life, right? And
y'all, before he even get deep into this, I'm gonna go ahead and warn y'all. First of all, let's get a few housekeeping rules. Hello to everyone that is just now coming in. Please make sure that you do like this video so that we can push it up in the algorithm. Listen, if you'd like to show love to the channel, it is going to be scrolling across the bottom of the screen along with the alleged banner as well. So show your boy some love, and we about to keep on listening. Right now, he explaining this robbery, and let me let y'all know something. By the time he get through explaining it, y'all gonna be done scratched all y'all edges out. Okay. And I mean just that. Y'all gonna be done tussle with the top of your head, and baby, hair just gonna get the falling out because you gonna be trying to figure out what it is he's saying. Let's keep listening.
You know, to be preaching and to see men come into my church with hoods, because I can see them before anybody can see them, because I'm facing that way. And I see them, and when I see like, I'm Brooklyn, right? And when I seen them with the hoods, my everything in me became upset, and I just said, nah. I said, nah. I said, they got me, and I was mad. I was mad. However, I still had to be a leader, and I knew if I jumped, my church was going to jump. I knew it. So I'm thinking within split seconds what to do. And that's when y'all see me just say, okay. And my church don't know what I'm talking about.
Right, because they can't see.
Because they can't see, but they're going to follow me. And when I say, okay, I'm pretty much telling my church, like, yo, follow my lead. Follow my lead. And I say, all right, okay. Like, I'm getting down, right? And that's when you guys see me get down. And then when my church turn around, it's like a wave. They all fell because these dudes came in with guns. And I'm looking, and I've never been robbed in my life. Well,
Okay.
let me second that. When I was in 8th grade, right?
Well,
no, excuse me,
okay.
6th grade. When I was in 6th grade, this 8th grader robbed me. I was in the back of the staircase going down to my class, and I had a bunch of change in my pocket. So I'm running down, and my change jiggling. And this 8th grader took me in the corner, bigger than me, and punched me in my face and took my change.
Something you'll never forget.
Right.
What?
He's saying it like it just happened yesterday.
What?
But back to the current one. What is there what lesson did you learn outside of that entire experience of, you being robbed in front of, and the backlash and the,
Oh God.
What's the biggest lesson you learned from that whole experience?
The biggest lesson, there's so many lessons, but the biggest
You ain't learned that now lesson. What lesson you learned? You about to say some bull pucky. Watch.
lesson that I've learned is to love my family closer, to be more closer to my family, because
anything.
That's the lesson you learned. I'm sorry, but that's cliche. That's the lesson that you learned. That's it. That's it.
Could happen.
and anything could happen. And for these guys to come into my church and do what they did, they had no morals. And
yeah, typically
when
robbers
I was
don't.
on the floor and I'm looking up because my wife is in front of me, and I see this dude with a gun to my wife's face, right? And he had the gun to her face, and my daughter is in my wife's hand. So my daughter was 8 months at the time. So my daughter's sitting on her right side, and the gun is in my wife's face. So he was very specific on taking what he wanted to take off my wife. And then he wanted my wife earrings. So he switched the gun and put it in my daughter's face.
Ooh. See,
right?
people don't even understand how traumatizing that is.
Exactly, right? So I'm watching this. And
Girl.
And knowing you can't do anything because it could have ended up making somebody get killed.
I'm watching this, and I know how I'm built. I know I'm not no sucker. I ain't never been no sucker. And I know how I'm built. And for these dudes to violate the church. Now, there's a code in the streets, right? You don't go in no church and violate, and you don't violate no women and kids. And you don't touch no mothers.
Yeah.
What about that lady that came to your church and you wrapped your hand around the back of her neck? What about that? What about that? What was the code for that? What was the code for that? When you wrap your hands around that woman's neck, okay? Because that's exactly what you did. You don't want to say you choked her. Okay, it is what it is, but you did put your hands around her neck. You wrapped your hands around her neck and tried to grab her neck and push her with some force. What about that? What about that? We'll talk about that. This man is pathetic, bro. Like pathetic.
So
And yeah, you right. Angela's sitting there. I guess she just, I don't know what she trying to do. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Make sure you pick me.
I'm sitting here and I can't get up now.
Yeah.
I'm already down. Not to mention that there's another guy. They had different positions in the church that people didn't see.
Right.
The church was positioned and there was guns out. So once I'm down, I'm down. If I
It's not
get
just
up,
about you, it's
it's about
everybody's
everybody.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about everybody now. So after
They clearly didn't care about nobody else that was in that church. They didn't care about nobody else that was in that church, and I mean nobody else. And to be completely honest, I'm not understanding. And every time I go back and look at that video, why hasn't this man released any? He made sure to release footage of when that lady was in his church. Remember, he also made sure that he released footage of showing the actual people come in to rob his church from the foyer area into the sanctuary, right? But then once they got in there, why we ain't see none of that other footage? But you made sure that we seen footage of what exactly happened between you and that lady that came down to your church and you wrapped your hands around her neck. Do y'all recall that? Have y'all thought about that? So you mean to tell me that you just put these cameras up when the robbery happened? No, you didn't, because you made sure that again that we saw the view from the foyer leading into the actual sanctuary. We saw that, but we did not see any of this that you're saying that actually took place, other than the fact that we actually seen you get down on the ground and we saw the deacon over there in the corner looking like this happened on a regular basis. You can't tell me that man was surprised, because he was not surprised. That man was over there like that man act like he wasn't phased, bothered, or shook by anything that was going on at that particular time. But I just thought about that. Literally, we ain't seen no footage of the person holding the gun to his wife nor his daughter's head or whatever it was. We ain't seen it. But you sure want to be vindicated, child.
he takes my wife's jewelry, then he comes up to me and he has the gun over my head and he starts to take.
So I'm trying to remember, was it not this? It was different. You know what? This
off,
man.
took my jewelry off. And I had, he took a few chains off, but then I had one of my huge Cubans underneath, right? And he
Who preaches in all of that though?
Start tapping my back.
Most preachers take off all that heavy stuff that's weighing them down. Who preaches in that? Who preaches in that? This man is a clown.
It's Communion Sunday too. So I had my collar on. So he started tapping my back. And he said, "Where's that? Where's that? Where's that?" Like he knew.
So yeah, they knew what they were looking for.
Like he knew. And then he felt it. He felt it. And then he grabbed the back of my neck and start yanking me. So if you see the video,
okay,
you'll see
I'm not understanding how this makes sense. How does this make sense? Because here's the thing. Did you happen to spin it to the back of you when you got down on the ground? Because if you got down on the ground, he would have to be feeling the top part of your chest, not your back. Not your back. That don't even make sense. What are you talking about, bro? Listen to this again. Mind you, he's down on the ground, facing down. His face is facing down on the ground. Tell me how this makes sense, that what he just said.
My back, because it was communion such Cubans underneath, right? You know, he took a few chains off, but then I had one of my huge Cubans underneath, right? And he started tapping my back, because it was communion Sunday too.
Mhm.
So I had my collar on. So he started tapping my back. And he said, "Where's that? Where's that? Where's that?" Like he knew.
So yeah, they knew what they were looking
Like
for.
he knew.
Yo,
And then
yo. This man literally just told on
Yeah.
himself. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? Oh, like he knew. Like he knew. Again, if you was face down, how did he feel that on your back? Yo, this man right here has got to get somewhere, sit down and shut up, because he is straight up lying. Okay, I'm just saying. Listen to that one more time, y'all. Somebody got to justify what I'm saying in the comments. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I losing my mind over here or what? I gotta listen to that again.
He started tapping my back, take my jewelry, all my jewelry off. And I had, you know, he took a few chains off, but then I had one of my huge Cubans underneath, right? And he started tapping my back, because it was communion Sunday too.
Mhm.
So I had my collar on. So he started
By the way, I mean, it's not like they specified the jury, but this is my first time hearing about this Cuban. Just saying.
tapping my back. And he said, "Where's that? Where's that? Where's that?" Like he knew.
So yeah, they knew what they.
So he started tapping my back, asking where it's at, like he knew. He also stated that it was Communion Sunday, so he had on his clergy collar. The clergy collar, in case if you don't know, a clergy collar is pretty thick, okay? And if you have something hidden behind that clergy collar, there was no way that he would be able to touch around your neck and feel that you have that on, right? There's also no specific way. If your Cuban is a regular necklace, it's going to be in the front of you, unless noticeably you spin it around to your back and he's feeling it because you've done that. That's a lie, though. You didn't have time to do that. You did not. So you just literally sat here, and I mean, this is one of multiple lies, but this doesn't even make sense to anybody who can't see. I'm just saying.
Like he knew.
Mhm.
And then he felt it.
Like he knew.
He felt it. And then he grabbed the back of my neck and start yanking me. So if you see the video, you'll see my neck going like this. So he trying to pop my my clergy collar and pop my chain. You know, but
again, what you just said makes absolutely no sense. If he's trying to pop your collar and pop you're literally saying he's trying to pop your clergy collar. If y'all don't know, that's hard to kind of do. Because again, like I said, it's pretty thick. And it actually, most clergy collars have this little thing that keeps it connected. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out again how this was possible. This line of events that you've given us do not add up, and the math is not math.
you're not popping. So if you see the video, you'll see my neck going like this. So he trying to pop my my clergy collar and pop my chain. You know, but you're not popping that chain. You know what I'm saying? You're not popping that chain. This chain is a kilo of gold and it's over 100 carats. So you're not popping that chain.
Say what? Say what? Over 100 carats? Who preaches in that? You are a fool. If them people came in there and robbed you for everything that was on you, you deserved it. I'm sorry. You absolutely deserved it. Who in their right mind preaches in all of that?
Not popping the chain. So he's like, take it off, take it off, take it off. Now he got the gun to my head. So I took it off and I gave it to him. And then another one of his guys came and started patting my pockets. And then they ran. So immediately when they ran, right, I got up and I went right behind them. Right? I went right behind them, but I was cautious. I went right behind them and I'm seeing where they are. So now when you go out of my sanctuary, you can see the window. So I see them outside of the window and they like this. They don't know which way to go. So I'm like, all right, cool. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, and can I be honest? I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna go jump in my truck and I'm gonna run them over. That's in my mind.
Right.
In my mind. You know what I mean? So I go downstairs and I forgot my keys. It's in my bag. So I send my adjutant upstairs to get my key. And I see them run down the block. So I know that I'll be able to catch them. So I jump into my car. My deacons jump into the car and I'm driving and they disappeared. So I said, I know they couldn't go that far.
Yo, who do you think he telling this story to? He think he telling this story to his 6-week-old tail when his father passed away. Yo, this is bogus and baloney. Listen to this mess again.
When they ran my clergy collar and popped my chain, but you're not popping that chain. You know what I'm saying? You're not popping that chain. This chain is a kilo of gold and it's over 100 carats. So you're not popping that chain. You're not popping the chain. So,
oh, I wish I could ask my grandmother and my grandfather. Whew. Bishop, I so wish I could ask you, but you are no longer here. I would like to know who preaches in all of this. Who does that? I mean, T.D. Jakes don't even preach in all that mess. My God. It's crazy.
he was like, take it off. Now he got the gun to my head. So I took it off and I gave it to him. And then another one of his guys came and started patting my pockets. And then they ran. So immediately when they ran, right, I got up and I went right behind them. Right? I went right behind them, but I was cautious. I went right behind them and I'm seeing where they are. So now when you go out of my sanctuary, you can see the window. So I see them outside of the window and they like this. They don't know which way to go. So I'm like, all right, cool. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, and can I be honest? I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna go jump in my truck.
Can you be honest? You should be honest.
That's
this
in my
whole
mind.
time.
In my mind.
Why are you asking? Can you be honest? Oh God.
You know what I mean? So I go downstairs and I forgot my keys. It's in my bag. So I send my adjutant upstairs to get my key. And I see them run down the block. So I know that I'll be able to catch them. So I jump into my car. My deacons jump into the car and I'm driving and they disappeared. So I said, I know they couldn't go that far. I know you can't go that far. So I turn the corner and I'm looking. I'm like, I know they couldn't come that far. So I'm not worried about them shooting at me. I want to just run them over. I want to run them over. You know what I mean? So I'm driving up and down. So I'm in the Cullinan Rolls Royce, driving, looking.
Do this dumb fool not know if he'd ran them over, it still would be a crime? Do this dumb fool not know that? You can't chase somebody down, run them over, and say, oh, they robbed my church. That's the reason why I ran them over. That ain't how that works. I'm sorry. That ain't how that works. This man is a clown. Notice he never mentioned anything about calling the police. I'm just saying.
Looking. So now some of my viewers had all called the police. Anyway, so
the viewers called the police, not him.
I come back around.
The viewers. So the people who were watching online called the police, not him. The people who were watching online called the police and not him, because this fool was so busy trying to run them over, okay, that he forgot to call the police. Your viewers had to call the police. None of your intelligent members, okay, none of your intelligent members thought to call the police. It had to be the people who was watching online. But the people who was actually there couldn't call the police. Oh, child, this man here.
What's going on? So an eyewitness said that they saw the guys jump in the car and get out the car. They changed the car. So I must have drove by the car.
Oh, okay, not
You
knowing.
understand? Not knowing. So I know you want to go into more things.
And there's still one person at large,
yeah,
right?
there's still
Did
one
you
person.
did you know any of them? Do you think you
No.
recognize them from anywhere?
No, I
Okay.
didn't know them.
Because I feel like the story that two of them got apprehended wasn't as big as
Right.
the fact that people thought it was fake.
Right. So everybody for 2 months, Angela, 2 months destroyed me.
They still
Killed me
destroying you because
for
they still
2
don't believe
months.
it's true.
He set up the robbery. He did this, and I couldn't talk about it because I didn't know nothing about it. I didn't know, and the federal prosecutor and the federal agents was saying, Bishop, please don't say nothing. This is an investigation. We're going through this. We're going through that. We know who they are. This
And I
couldn't
know
say
it's
anything.
hard for you to not say nothing. I know you was like,
yo, man, so
let me ask you this though, being a bishop, do you forgive them?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yes, I forgive them wholeheartedly.
You forgive D.L. Hughley?
I forgive him, but I don't forget. D.L. Hughley.
Okay, so you have smoke for somebody, literally, bro. You gotta make this make sense to me. So you can forgive some people who robbed you and held your wife and your daughter at gunpoint. You can forgive them, but you can't forgive D.L. Hughley. This man is I mean, yo, I cannot. Woo! This is sad though.
Let me tell you something. He's a punk, right? And we all know that.
Why do you say that?
Because he's a clown. How do you not do the research? How do you not do the research? So he wanted me. He wanted me on the show, right? And my team told me, they said, "Yo, his team said he doesn't like you." I said, "No problem. No problem." I said, "Why don't you? Why does he like me?" He doesn't know. So I went on his show. I was on the phone. They did the on the phone, and he was just mad and nasty. I said, "Brother, look, man, if we're gonna have a conversation, let's be respectful." And he was like, "No, you deserve to get robbed. You robbing the people." I said, "What?"
All right, well, let's get away from that for a second and let's talk about that. So now there's
child. So again, you can forgive someone who literally physically held a gun to your wife and your daughter's head per you, but you can't forgive somebody who disrespected you over the phone. Let me tell you something. It's a lot of things in this world that I be having questions about. But this fool right here, ooh, I don't think nothing else top it. Cause wow.
Took $90,000 from her. She was trying to get
Oh,
some real
hold
estate
on.
advice
I
from
want
you.
y'all to
She
listen to
thought
this.
for a second.
Let's be respectful. And he was like, "No, you deserve to get robbed. You robbing the people." I said, "What?"
All right, well, let's get away from that for a second and let's talk about that. So now there's the parishioner who's saying that you took $90,000 from her. She was trying to get some real estate advice from you. She thought she was investing. And then now that comes out in the news after this.
Right. So now, right, you're going to see that she was never a parishioner.
Mm-hmm.
She was never a member of my church. Once again, the media is going to portray it to be something it's not. She was never, and I'm hoping her pastor would step up. I know.
How did you know her?
So her son was a.
So who is her pastor? And as much as you talk, you would have put that pastor's information out there already. So there you go with another lie. I also noticed he never denied anything about the $90,000. He just denied the fact that this was a member of his church.
Part of my ministry.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Her son was my assistant.
Okay.
And her son wanted to be involved with real estate because that's what I do. And I helped her son get their first house.
Okay.
I helped her son, and I helped them with him and his wife. I married him and his wife.
Okay.
They were very close to me. And what this is a dysfunctional member, which is her son, that's upset that I had to remove him out of my ministry.
Okay.
Right. So his mother invested into him. He invested into.
So he invested on behalf of his it was his mother's money.
listen, from my understanding,
Uh-huh.
right? His mother, that was their thing. It ain't
Right.
my thing, right?
Bro, this, see, I can understand this, but this lady has sent documentation of you actually talking to her. Yeah, granted, you did know her son, but this man is lying. He never denied the fact of the $90,000. What are you saying?
But what did they give you the money for? To invest in real estate?
To invest in real
Okay.
estate, right? However, and I can't really get into it, but
Okay.
you know, it's like he took a lot of the money because he couldn't afford his lifestyle. Which I was okay, no problem. But y'all gonna see all that come out.
Okay.
My thing is
Are
this.
there charges in that situation, or is that just an accusation?
So what they have done is they've changed, because this was a civil matter for I think going on 2 years now. So now they changed it to a criminal matter, and that's what we said. That's what my attorney saying, like, how do you change a criminal civil? I mean, a civil suit into a criminal matter, right? It's like, whoa! But the media and
because it lines up with the rest of these charges that you've been accused of.
That's what she said, though. She said that didn't she say she was she's part of your church?
No, where did she say that?
Okay,
I've never.
Okay, now let's move on to the next thing. Then there was a situation, back to the mayor, where you orchestrated for a man who murdered someone to turn himself in.
That's where it all started.
Okay, talk about that.
Yeah, that's where it all started, and that's what everybody's missing. Everybody's looking at the robbery. Everybody's looking at this federal indictment, but where all of this stuff started, it started in the month of May when I got a phone call from a person that follows my ministry, and at once I believe they was members. I was close to their family. I believe I did about 2 funerals for their family, whatever. So they knew me, and they called me and said, Bishop, we need your help. Fast forward, I said, what's going on? She said, my nephew is wanted by the police. It's national. They're saying that he killed somebody on the train. So I said, all right, I'll call you back. Let me check this out. So I get on the I get on internet. I said, wow, oh my goodness. So I call her back. I said, look, what's going on? So she said, well, they're kicking in all these doors and I don't want him to die. I said, well, listen, you got to follow my lead. I'll help you, but you got to let me know what's going on. So she said, he's a good kid. I didn't know the young kid. But he said, he's a good kid. He's this, he's that. I said, no problem. So I got off the phone and
do this. Yo, let's get on through this lie. Let's get through this lie.
I called the mayor and I said, Eric, I said, look, this young man who's all over the news, who they're looking for, his family just reached out to me. I said, listen, I need your assistance to be there when I turn this young man in so he don't die. I don't want him to die. You know what I'm saying? So he said, all right. He said, all right, Bishop, let me know what you need. So then I called some other NYPD top officials and they were saying, Bishop, we will, if you want us to bring a van, we will
ding 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 ding. We've been saying for the very long time, so I want y'all to stop saying that his NYPD connection has anything to do with Mayor Eric Adams. It don't. He just said that he was able to reach out to people who worked up, top folks up at the NYPD. Listen to this mess again. He telling on himself, though. He telling on himself.
PD top officials all over the news, who they're looking for. His family just reached out to me. I said, listen, I need your assistance to be there
what you
when I
call
turn
a
this
mayor
young man
for?
in so he don't die. I don't want him to die. You know what I'm saying? So he said, all right. He said, all right, Bishop, let me know what you need. So then I called some other NYPD top officials and they were saying, Bishop, we will, if you want us to bring a van, we will bring a van. We will make sure that he doesn't get, you know, they said everybody, so many different NYPD commands. I'm talking about so many commands start calling me saying that Bishop got the shooter. Bishop got the shooter. So anyway, I told.
So in other words, you were supposed to help the lady, okay, because her son must have actually been guilty in this unaliving. You called the mayor to see if the mayor could help you. The end of that phone call ended up being, if you need any assistance, call me. Okay, Mel. So what you call him for? Cause
I said, look, follow my lead so you'll be all right. Fast forward, this legal aid who he had wanted to get a name. So she convinced them to reroute from me to go to her. And I told him, I said, I don't think you should go to her office because you're wanted. And I said, if you don't think they're sticking out her office, you're crazy. I said, meet me at the 5th precinct. Everybody's here already. I'm going to walk to you and you're going to be able to turn yourself in. I get a text. So I pull up in front of the 5th precinct and I pull up in the Rolls Royce Cullinan.
Mhm.
And I was already dressed for the day. So I had a Fendi blazer on, a Fendi suit, Fendi.
you had a windy blazer on and the windy suit on is what you had on. And why did you have to let us know that you pulled up in the Rolls Royce Cullinan? We didn't need to know that. And the people don't need to know that either. This man is crazy.
Shoes and some pants. So I get out the car and media went crazy. And so I got a text from the
In
mother.
other words, the paparazzi was out there taking pictures of the bishop. Girl. Now, the media, the cameras and stuff.
And she said, please meet us over by the lawyer's office. And I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all switching stuff up. Y'all. So I had to leave. I drove around the block like 4 times to make sure that I wasn't followed because I didn't want this kid. I didn't want them to start shooting. Anyway, I'm waiting for him at his attorney's office. When I get to the attorney's office, we're waiting. He pulls up maybe 15 minutes later, and I come outside to meet him because I seen his mother walking first. And I said, where's he at? She said, he outside. So I'm going through the double doors and boom, all of the police, guns out, put him on the floor. So I was very upset that happened.
Mhm.
I get back to the precinct and that's when they start saying failed turning. Bishop Whitehead failed to turn the guy in. And that's when the whole story
You did based off of this story that you just told. You did.
Because I've seen
You
some of this paperwork.
did.
All right. So why would the FBI be targeting you?
Well, if you read the New Yorker, right, there's somebody in the New Yorker that has came out and
He was recording conversations with you. So now there's a person, Brandon Belmonte, right, that was all in this article. And he said that you were saying that you had an in with City Hall. You could get all kinds of deals done for him. You could get him access, but you were trying to extort him for money.
So I was now that I understand what's going on, I was set up. This guy that you just spoke of is a known con man. And it's so crazy to me. Yes, he's a white man. He's a white man. And it's crazy to me how the media is protecting him. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody. And if everybody can Google me, all you got to do is Google him. And you guys are going to see it all come out that I was set up, that this whole story and this whole narrative was set up because you're going to find out that
Dude, you don't just got one thing against you though. That's the thing. It's not just like it's just one thing against you. You have 4 counts against you. What are you talking about?
A lot of people are going around that he's a whistleblower. And what the streets are telling me now since he did that is, you know, he's a known informant. And I didn't know him. I don't know him. I knew him. I met him probably he fixed my wife's car. He asked me to rent one of my
So he owns an auto body shop.
Yes. Yeah, he owns an auto body shop. And you know, he fixed my wife's car. He overheard me being into real estate. He told me he's in the real estate and he made me a project. And listen, I just got through running for borough president. 2 years ago? Nobody bothered me. The feds didn't bother me. Nobody bothered me. Now, all of a sudden, this white man set me up and he's setting me up. And at the end of the day, so with all of these things that's coming out, right? Everybody's saying, well, the feds conviction rate is 98%. True. However, if it's based off of a lie, then what?
Why do you think he's setting you up? What's his motivation?
There are 4 counts against this clown.
I believe he has other criminal charges.
Okay.
And he's trying to work it off.
Gotcha.
And if you do the research, I've been ever since that article came out, over I think 6 to 8 victims of his where he stole over $2 million. I'm talking about these Hasidic Jews from upstate. They just called me. I can show you their message. They called me, they texted me and said that he has stolen over $600,000 from him, cash. And they placed over 16 cars in their names that he was renting, and he took the cars. And this is what he's doing. I got calls from Florida. He stole from a young Caucasian man in Florida.
This man gonna be in some big trouble. This interview was stupid.
There is people in New York. So he's stealing money. And what he's doing is, well, as far as what they're telling me, these victims, the victim is saying that he's sending pictures of fake wires. And he's sending pictures of fake checks, saying that he's deposited in it, but then calling and canceling the check. He's doing so much.
Sounds like what you might have done to that lady that gave you her retirement. Right? Sound like the same thing.
If they do the research on
I'm just saying, sound like the same thing.
Why didn't the New York Times post anything about him? Why didn't the Daily News post anything about him? Why didn't the New York Post? The Post called my attorney and said, "What is Bishop Whitehead's comment?" I said, "Not guilty." Oh, by the way, why aren't you doing a story on that gentleman? Exactly.
But, okay, so listen, I know we have to get this show started, but I do want to say I appreciate you for coming through. Now, as far as you and everything that's going on, everything you feel, do you feel confident that you will get these charges dropped and that everything will be fine? You won't have to go back to jail because you are facing charges that have a significant amount of time attached to them.
Yeah, I believe that my attorney and my attorney my attorneys Don Florio and Brian Ponder, they're doing an amazing job, and I believe that we're going to get the victory. And however, what I'm asking is the first Black district attorney of the Southern District to reevaluate this, right? Reevaluate, right?
For what?
I'm African American. I could be your brother. Right? I could be your son.
Listen, if he ever thought about reevaluating something, it wouldn't be now. You got your dumb tail up there and literally sat up here and just told on yourself throughout this whole interview. You just told on yourself throughout this whole interview. You ain't no good. This man ain't no earthly good, and you are no good to the kingdom. Let's be very clear. You are no good to the kingdom. Okay? And for those people that are following you, oh, God bless their souls. God bless their souls. So listen, y'all, that was the interview that the bishop decided to do with Angela Yee. And let me tell you something. I had to go live. Y'all know I'm supposed to be resting. Okay, y'all know I'm supposed to be resting. But I had to go live and talk about this because let me tell you something. This man here, it was dumb of him. And I don't know if his attorneys was like, yeah, go run your mouth. Go talk about it all. Go tell everything. Because this man told on himself more than once in this one interview. I told you guys time and time again, some kind of way, this man is being able to swindle the NYPD because he knows someone, and he just told us what it is and what it has been. He just told us in this video or in this. So what I'm going to do is give me just a second, and I will drop the link to this in case if you guys want to go check it out. It's about 37 minutes. I mean, we listened to all of it. We definitely listened to all of it. However, I like to cite my sources. So I'm going to drop this here in the comment section. You guys got to go check it out. Take some notes for yourself and figure out what the lies and stuff is. Maybe y'all can figure it out. I can't figure it out. It's just too much. It's just too much. All right, listen, y'all. I'm about to get ready to go lay back down so I can rest. Okay. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Listen, make sure you hit that like button. If you would like to donate to the channel, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Cash App $Chef Don 2, or via Venmo at Chef Don Don 2 as well. Any blessings are greatly appreciated here on the channel. All right. If you cannot do that, liking the video is free 99. Okay. So shout out to Nathaniel, Gigi, Cherise, Simply Elegant One, Aunt Natty, Nola Reeds, Chris, Nikki P. Shout out to PN2 Ross. Shout out to y'all for being thick in the house. Terry. I don't know if I said Nathaniel, but I'm say it again. Keita. Shout out to Tracy. Shout out to Miss Vernita. Shout out to Miss Levita. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, Miss Hunt. Shout out to Teresa. Shout out to, let's see who else is in here. Brittany. Hope your day has gotten better, Brittany. Shout out to Veronica. Shout out to all of y'all for being in here. Shout out to Raymel. Shout out to Miss Buckley. I don't know how to say your first name. I ain't fit to try to butcher it either because you be mad at me somewhere mad. What's going on? Hello, it's Chris, Sweet Pea, Shar. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Shar, for becoming a member. Okay. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to close on out. I'm going to say this and I'm going to close on out. Scorpio 15, what's going on? Bell, what's going on? LMV, shout out to all of y'all. But I am convinced, okay? I am convinced. And I don't know about y'all, but I am convinced that the bishop got his license for 99 cents, no more and no less. Okay, he definitely only paid 99 cents, and he only had to pay 7 cents. All right, to have it shipped. Okay, have it shipped overnight. He only had to pay 7 cents. Looky, because you can't tell me that you actually went to school. Okay, you can't tell me any of that because I don't know. And this man. People keep asking him who made him a bishop. How did he become a bishop? He can't even tell us. Child. Girl, bye. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm up out of here. Again, like the video on your way out. Send it up in the algorithm. And I appreciate y'all for sticking with your boy. Make sure you subscribe, bang that notification bell so that you don't miss anything anytime I go live like this. All right. And with that being said, y'all have a great rest of your evening. Happy Friday and peace and blessings.